Allison's little sister, and I have the honor and privilege of being her maid of honor.
Woo!
First of all, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming here tonight. I know that a lot of time and effort was put into it. Both families are from the Midwest, and many people came from the East Coast. So thank you so much. It means a lot to Allison and Michael. When I was thinking about what to share tonight, I decided to tell you guys something that most people don't know anything about. What it was like to have Allison as a sister, and what she was like as a little girl.
You might get married someday, so be very careful.
I'm done.
Anyway, I think that many of you will find that Allison actually hasn't changed a whole lot. Growing up, we couldn't have been more different. Allison loved the spotlight and the stage, which is why she should be up here, not me. And I was more comfortable in the background. Allison was also very independent and happy to be by herself. My parents quickly realized that sending her to her bedroom after she had misbehaved was no punishment at all. Allison was happy in her own little world up here with her stuffed animals. On the other hand, the worst thing my parents could do to me was send me to my bedroom by myself. I would kick the door, scream, yell, and cry until they'd let me out. And finally, Allison has always been cool from day one. She was always a part of the in crowd at school. She always had a million friends, and she always wore the coolest outfits. Now, I have never been cool. And for these reasons, I idolized my sister growing up. I wanted to be just like her. I wanted to wear whatever she was wearing. I wanted to have whatever she had.
You still do that.
And most of all, I wanted to spend time with Allison. On the other hand, Allison, as typical of older sisters, wanted nothing to do with me. So there were only two instances growing up when Allison would spend time with me. First was when my parents forced her. They told her she couldn't have friends over unless she let me play with them. It's true. And as much as Allison wanted to have friends over, the thought of having me tag along was often enough to have her cancel her plans.
It's kind of true.
And looking back, the second instance must have been when Allison was extremely bored or wanted to play a game that required more than one person. And in these circumstances, of course, everything was on her terms. Remember this?
Yeah.
And one of these games was called Restaurant. And under Allison's terms, she was the hostess, the waitress, the cook, the baker, the restaurant manager, and customer one. Jamie was customer two. No joke. And so for hours, I would happily and excitedly sit there while Allison seated us, took our orders, cooked our dinners, and so on for hours. Looking back on this story, I realized that not a whole lot has changed for Allison.
Horrible. Easy.
Customer number 3.
Allison just said Michael's customer number 3.
The verdict's still out on that.
The reason Allison played all of those roles, frankly, was because she was good at all of them. And as I've seen Allison grow into the woman she is today, I've watched her play multiple roles in her life, and excel at all of them. Allison's still an excellent cook. She's a world traveler, a comedian, a creative writer, an extremely loyal friend, a supportive and loving daughter to both my parents, and a wonderful